Action.
So what we're going to do is try and fire this old Pontiac 400 up. It hasn't run, I'm guessing, not been tagged. Last tag's 92, so potentially it hasn't run for 20 years. First thing I did was, of course, check the oil. Oil level was fine. Then I got a ratchet, turned it over a couple times by hand. Definitely did that. And so our next step is to see if it even turns over by putting a battery in it. Alright, so we got the battery hooked up. Let's see what happens. I'm going to crank it over. Park. Yeah, that's a good sign. Definitely kicks over. Alright, well, we're going to hook some jumper cables up to it so we make sure we get a good start. So that'll take a few minutes. We'll be right back. So we got the battery hooked up to the trusty Land Cruiser. What we're going to try now is to see if it'll do anything when we get some starting fluid. Okay, so we got it to spin over. It kicked and coughed a little bit with the starting fluid, so we know we're getting some spark, but it's obviously not going to run on the starting fluid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill up the float bowl on this old Rochester 2 jet. See if we can't get it to run for more than a few seconds. And what I'm using here is some 110 octane racing gas. It's really what I had laying around. Hey Josh, you clear? You ready?
Clear.
Let's give her a shot. Promising. How you doing? So here's the 74 Esprit. It's got a little bit of rust on the roof from vinyl top. Even though it's lived all its life in Mesa, rust happens apparently. So the interior, you can see is used, pretty complete for needing restoration, but all the pieces seem to be there. From what I understand, it is a numbers match car. So it is the original engine to this vehicle. Power steering, power brakes, air. I'm not sure what other kind of options it had. So just had it running. You saw that. So let's take a look at the car. It has the Trans Am style spoiler on the rear. From what I understand, it was put on back in the 70s, so very likely it is a genuine GM piece and not some aftermarket. This piece is in the trunk. I don't have a key to open the trunk, but I did take the back seat out and look in there. There's a spare tire, jack, the hood hinges, alternator, the bracketry for the engine. All that's in the trunk. Pretty much the only thing that's missing to not make this a complete car is the radiator. I don't know where that is, but they're not very expensive. So there you go. Complete your walk around.